If you've ever watched a trophy buck step out at an unknown distance and spent the next 3 seconds second-guessing your range while he slipped back into the brush, you already understand what a good rangefinder actually costs you when you don't have one. I went through the data, dug into the real-world reviews, and ranked the 10 best hunting rangefinders available right now. Links to everything are in the description. Let's get into it. Number 10. AOFAR HX-700N Hunt Rangefinder, 900 yards, starting the list at number 10. And even here, we're already looking at a dedicated hunting-built rangefinder rather than something repurposed from a golf bag. The AOFAR HX-700N measures distances from 5 to 900 yards with a claimed accuracy of within 1 yard and a reading speed under half a second, which is fast enough to catch a target that isn't going to stand still while you work the button. It features 6-power magnification, a multi-layer optical lens, ARC angle range compensation technology for accounting for terrain slope on uphill and downhill shots, and multiple measurement modes including linear distance, vertical height, horizontal distance, and speed measuring. The camo housing is waterproof and moisture-resistant, and it runs on 2 standard AAA batteries rather than a proprietary rechargeable unit, which means you can pick up replacements at any gas station in the middle of a trip. Over 50 buyers picked one up in the past month. The real-world feedback on the AOFAR is largely positive for anyone working with a moderate budget and realistic expectations. Hunters using it for bow season reported it performed accurately enough for the shots they needed to make, with one buyer noting it kept pace with a much more expensive rangefinder his father-in-law was using. A reviewer who tested it against measured distances found it accurate within a foot at 50 yards. Buyers using it on farms and utility properties for non-hunting range tasks also found it genuinely useful and easy to operate. Where the honest picture gets complicated is the display. Multiple reviewers independently flagged the same issue. The LCD readout is black, not illuminated, which means in low-light conditions, exactly the moments most deer hunters care about most, the display is nearly invisible against a dark background. A professional reviewer who brought prior rangefinder experience to the evaluation gave it 4 stars for recreational use while noting it's effectively useless in nighttime or very low-light environments. The battery compartment door also took some criticism as a weak point in the build that could become a problem with repeated field use. With 768 reviews, the AOFAR HX-700N is the entry point on this list. It gets the job done in the right conditions, but the next rangefinder moves past that low-light limitation in a way that changes the calculus for dawn and dusk hunters entirely. Number 9. Vortex Optics Crossfire HD 1400 Laser Rangefinder. At number 9, we cross into a different category of rangefinder manufacturer, and it shows immediately. Vortex Optics builds everything from rifle scopes to spotting scopes, and the Crossfire HD 1400 carries that optics pedigree directly into its rangefinder design. The first thing that sets it apart from the AOFAR is the display. Instead of a black LCD that disappears at first light, the Crossfire uses a red TOLED display that stays readable across all lighting conditions: low dawn light, bright midday sun, and everything in between. That single feature changes how you can use this rangefinder in the field. The Crossfire HD 1400 puts up a 1,400-yard maximum range and 750 yards on deer-sized game, with 5 times magnification and a 21mm objective lens. It weighs in at just 4.8 ounces, making it one of the lightest options on this list. The HD optical system uses select glass elements to cut chromatic aberration and deliver sharp color fidelity, and XR lens coatings maximize light transmission for low-light clarity. It features 3 target modes, normal, first, and last, and 2 ranging modes in HCD and LOS, giving you angle-compensated horizontal distances for archery and standard rifle shooting without requiring any extra manual calculation. The housing is waterproof and shockproof, and ArmorTech coatings protect the lenses. Everything is backed by Vortex's unconditional lifetime warranty, which covers repair or replacement regardless of cause. Hunter feedback here is notably strong. Buyers who've put this rangefinder through full deer seasons praised its speed and accuracy, with one noting it produces readings fast enough to catch a buck that won't hold still. A reviewer who used it across military training, recreational shooting, golf, and outdoor activities found it performed well across all 4 use cases, calling out its accurate readings, user-friendly design, and the fact that it fits in a jacket pocket or magazine pouch. Another hunter described it as dead-on accurate and easy to use even with cold hands in the field. The honest caveats: some users found certain functions took a little learning to use efficiently, and the 1,400-yard maximum range number applies to highly reflective surfaces rather than game. With 1,108 reviews and a 4.8-star rating, the Vortex Crossfire is the highest-rated product on this entire list in terms of star score, and it beats the AILEMON not just on the illuminated display, but on optics quality, build quality, and warranty coverage that genuinely removes long-term ownership risk. The next rangefinder pushes the review count higher and adds a built-in rechargeable battery that eliminates the CR2 battery dependency entirely. Number 8. TIDEWE Hunting Rangefinder 1000 yards with rechargeable battery. Number 8 is the TIDEWE in its 1000-yard configuration, and this is where we start seeing a purpose-built hunting rangefinder that addresses one of the most frequently cited frustrations in the category: disposable batteries. The TIDEWE 1000Y runs on a built-in rechargeable lithium-ion battery that supports up to 21,000 individual measurements on a single charge, connects via USB for recharging, and eliminates the need to carry CR2 replacements in your pack or risk your rangefinder going dark because you forgot to check the battery before a long trip. Over 100 buyers picked one up in the past month. The unit measures from 3 to 1,000 yards with plus or minus 1 yard accuracy and a reading speed of 0.46 seconds. 6-power magnification combines with multiple measurement modes including straight-line distance, vertical distance, horizontal distance, speed measurement, and continuous scan. The scan mode is particularly useful in the field, letting you track a moving target or sweep across terrain features without repeatedly pressing the power button for individual readings. Angle compensation accounts for elevated shooting from tree stands, which is a specific and meaningful capability for bow hunters. The housing is IP54 water-resistant. It weighs 5.67 ounces, and it comes with a lanyard and storage case. The leaf camo pattern blends into wooded environments without looking conspicuously like consumer electronics. Real-world hunters using this rangefinder came away with strong impressions. One buyer tested it against a physical tape measure on a fence line running nearly 700 yards and found it accurate to within 6 inches, a result that exceeded their expectations at this price point. A reviewer who took it from a tree stand described it as doing exactly what it claims to do, with easy controls and very accurate readings. Another buyer who left one behind in a yard in November and found it buried under leaves the following April reported that it powered right on and ranged accurately after spending months exposed to the elements, which is a durability data point that's hard to argue with. First-year bow hunters reported it as their go-to for ranging lanes and feeders. The mixed feedback centers on the display in very dense, low-light cover conditions, a limitation shared across this category at this price tier. The lanyard attachment point was also flagged by one buyer as worth checking before taking it into the field. With 1,538 reviews and a 4.7-star rating, the TIDEWE 1000Y beats the Vortex Crossfire on review volume and adds the convenience of a rechargeable battery system. Number 7 increases the review count again and brings a dual-use hunting and golf rangefinder with anti-shake technology and a built-in magnetic mount, features that start to expand what the tool can do beyond just hunting applications. Number 7. Acer Gadget Golf Rangefinder with Slope, 800/1,200 yards. Number 7 is the Acer Gadget Golf Rangefinder, and even though this one carries golf-forward branding, the feature set is directly applicable to hunting use cases, and the performance puts it ahead of the TIDEWE 1000Y in both review count and versatility. The defining features over what came before are anti-shake technology, a built-in magnetic mount strip, and a slope compensation toggle that allows the unit to deliver angle-corrected distances in terrain-heavy environments. Over 6,000 buyers picked one up in the past month, a purchase volume that reflects genuine market confidence. The rangefinder measures out to 800 yards in its base configuration and 1,200 yards in the extended version, with plus or minus 0.5 yards accuracy and 6-power magnification. The anti-shake stabilization system compensates for hand movement during the measurement process, which matters in hunting situations where you're trying to quietly get a reading while managing adrenaline, cold hands, and a deer that's about to step behind cover. The flag lock vibration feature confirms target acquisition with a physical pulse rather than just a visual cue. The unit is IP54 rated, USB-C rechargeable, and includes a magnetic strip for attaching to a golf cart or any metal surface. It features 6 measurement modes, including slope compensation, vertical and horizontal distance, angle, speed, and scanning. Buyers using this rangefinder reported results that impressed even those who came in with high expectations. One hunter brought it out alongside a Bushnell rangefinder and found every reading within a yard of the far more expensive unit. A buyer who specifically called out using it for a 550-yard par 5 measurement confirmed it handled the distance without issue. Hunters using it in the field noted the quick target lock and the ease of the single-button operation, and multiple reviewers praised the strength of the built-in magnet for securing it during transport. One reviewer who switched over from a traditional brand-name unit after losing it found the Acer gadget equal in performance for less than half the cost. A small number of reviewers noted the unit struggled in hazy or heavily fogged conditions, which aligns with the IP54 rating rather than full waterproofing. One reviewer in Singapore noted difficulty locking onto a golf flag specifically, though this concern was not reflected in the majority of feedback. With 1,603 reviews and a 4.7-star rating, the Acer gadget beats the TIDEWE 1000Y on review volume, accuracy claims, and the versatility of its slope and anti-shake features. The next rangefinder has nearly 2,000 reviews, a camouflage body built specifically for hunting applications, and a target lock vibration system that confirmed a loyal buyer base among archery hunters. Number 6. AOFAR Hunting Rangefinder, 800/1200 yards. Number 6 is the AOFAR, and this rangefinder pulls ahead of the Acer gadget by returning focus squarely to the hunting use case. While the Acer gadget is effective in the field, its design language and feature framing lean toward golf. The AOFAR is built for hunting first, and the buyer base reflects that. The reviews come predominantly from archery hunters, deer hunters, and small game hunters who've taken it into the woods and come back with real-world data. The AOFAR measures from 5 to 800 yards on its standard configuration and up to 1,200 yards on the extended version, with plus or minus 1 yard accuracy and a reading speed under half a second. 6-power magnification is paired with 3 specific measurement modes: straight line distance, target lock, and vertical distance. The target lock mode with vibration confirmation is a standout feature. When the rangefinder acquires your target, it pulses in your hand rather than just displaying a number, which lets you confirm the reading without pulling your eyes away from the eyepiece. The ergonomic body is designed to fit naturally in the hand for smooth, quiet scanning, and the auto shut-off after 10 seconds of inactivity conserves battery life over long sits. The unit runs on a CR2 battery and comes with a lanyard, carabiner, lens cloth, and carry pouch. Hunters using the AOFAR consistently described it as accurate and reliable. A buyer who's been using the archery version for several years described it as consistently delivering accurate readings without the frustrations she'd experienced from Nikon and Weaver units she used previously. A first-year bow hunter used it across their full season alongside friends' rangefinders of other brands and called it accurate and comparable across the board. A reviewer who checked readings against Google Maps distance measurements at multiple points across their property found it consistently within a yard. One buyer noted they've used it in light rain without a problem and found it genuinely compact and easy to carry in an archery pack. The honest feedback included some notes about the plastic housing feeling lightweight, which some buyers interpreted as a durability concern for hard daily use. The black LCD display drew similar low-light criticism as other rangefinders in this category. With 1,989 reviews and a 4.6-star rating, the AOFAR beats the Acer gadget on review volume and in the depth of its hunting-specific validation from real hunters in the field. Number 5 has more than 2,400 reviews, a mode memory function that returns the device to your last used measurement mode on startup, and a scan mode powerful enough to lock onto multiple targets continuously, and it's currently sitting as Amazon's choice in the category. Number 5. AOFAR Hunting Laser Rangefinder, 1,000 yards. Number 5 is the AOFAR NK-1000, and this is where the list shifts meaningfully. The AOFAR holds the Amazon's Choice designation in the laser rangefinder category and has moved over 2,000 units in the past month alone, a sales velocity that separates it from the previous 4 entries and reflects consistent buyer satisfaction driving organic recommendations. It ranks as the #1 bestseller in the laser rangefinder subcategory, which is a data point that carries weight when you're deciding where to put your money. The AOFAR measures from 5 to 1,000 yards with plus or minus 1 yard distance accuracy and plus or minus 1 degree angle accuracy. It delivers 6.5 times magnification through multi-layer coated glass that buyers described as clear and usable even with eyeglasses, and the transmissive LCD display carries its readings well in most lighting conditions. 7 measurement functions are packed into the unit: ranging mode, all-in-one mode, scanning mode, speed measurement mode, 2-point height measurement mode, golf distance compensation mode, and a storage mode that remembers the last function used before shutoff E, a quality-of-life feature that means you don't cycle through menus every time you power back on in the field. The built-in rechargeable lithium-ion battery charges via USB-C, and the unit weighs just 4.23 ounces, making it one of the lightest on this list. Hunter feedback came back broadly positive. Buyers using it across deer hunting, moose hunting, and archery practice described it as a straight-up performer that holds its own against name-brand units at significantly higher price points. One reviewer who picked it up during the most recent hunting season described it as working every bit as well as a premium rangefinder they'd used previously. A Canadian buyer used it for moose hunting and called out its small size as a direct advantage over older models they'd been carrying. Multiple reviewers praised the rechargeable battery as something that simply didn't need attention. Hunters described going through entire seasons without charging issues. The honest picture on the Revasri includes some mixed feedback on low-light display visibility, which is a common limitation at this tier, and a few users who found the multi-mode interface required time to learn confidently. With 2,419 reviews, it surpasses every rangefinder covered so far on this list and backs that volume with a 4.4-star rating. Number 4 has 3,209 reviews, 1,200-yard range, and bow mode angle compensation built directly into the display. And the hunting community that's tested it includes verified bow hunters who've taken deer with it. Number 4, AOFAR HX-700N rangefinder for hunting and archery, 1,200 yards. Number 4 is the AOFAR HX-700T, and this is the first rangefinder on this list that reaches 1,200 yards of rated measurement capacity and combines that reach with a dedicated bow mode that simultaneously displays angle and horizontal distance alongside your straight-line range. For a bow hunter shooting from a tree stand or hillside, having those three numbers in the same view rather than cycling through modes is a genuine field advantage. The mode structure here, range mode and bow mode as the two primary operating states, reflects the design thinking of a company that understands how bow hunters actually work. The HX-700T uses what AOFAR describes as upgraded pin sensor technology to deliver plus or minus 1 yard accuracy from 5 to 300 yards, with plus or minus 1 yard performance beyond that out to the maximum range. It's dust-proof, fog-proof, and waterproof, backed by a 2-year warranty and lifetime customer support. 6 power magnification and a 25mm objective lens provide a clear sight picture, and the unit weighs 180 grams in a body that buyers consistently described as easy to hold and manage with one hand. It comes with a camo carrying pouch, CR2 battery, lanyard, carabiner, and lens cloth included. Hunters who've run the AOFAR HX-700T through real seasons came away impressed. A seasoned hunter with multiple rangefinders behind them described this as exactly the tool they wanted: accurate, lightweight, and simple enough to operate without needing an engineering background, while still delivering the angle compensation they needed for elevated shots. A bow hunter who's taken several deer using this rangefinder described it as reliable in the field and called out AOFAR's customer service after experiencing a minor manufacturing defect. The company sent a replacement unit promptly. A reviewer who tested it extensively against traffic signs at known GPS-measured distances found it consistently accurate to within a handful of yards, even at distances well beyond the claimed range ceiling. Another buyer pointed out that a friend's professional-grade device costing close to $2,000 matched readings from this unit in a real-world test, which is the kind of head-to-head comparison that tends to settle debates. The consistent point of criticism is the same as others in the category. The display is not illuminated, making last light and pre-dawn use challenging. Some buyers noted it was off by a yard or two at close archery distances. With 3,209 reviews and a 4.6-star rating, the AOFAR HX-700T beats the Revasri on review count, range capacity, and the bow mode simultaneous angle and horizontal readout. Number 3 has 5,580 reviews, holds the #1 bestseller ranking in golf rangefinders, and moves over 9,000 units per month, a sales figure that tells you something important about the product's reputation at scale. Number 3, Red Tiger Golf Rangefinder with Slope Switch, 1,200 yards. Number 3 is the Red Tiger Golf View Series 1, and the jump in both review count and monthly sales volume from the AOFAR to this unit is significant enough to warrant paying attention. Over 9,000 buyers picked up a Red Tiger in the most recent month, and the unit holds the #1 bestseller position in golf rangefinders while earning a 4.4-star rating across 5,580 reviews. Those numbers reflect a product that a very large buying audience has put through real-world use and kept recommending to other people. The Red Tiger measures out to 1,200 yards with plus or minus 0.5 yards accuracy, sharper than the AOFAR's stated tolerance, and features 7 times magnification compared to the 6 times of the previous rangefinders on this list. That extra power brings targets into tighter focus, which matters when you're trying to range game at distance in mixed lighting. The transflective LCD display delivers clear readouts. The slope switch can be toggled for tournament-legal play or terrain-compensated hunting shots, and flag lock with vibration alerts confirms target acquisition physically in your hand. The unit is USB-C, rechargeable, and rated IP54 for water resistance, includes a magnetic mount strip for attaching to metal surfaces, and comes with a magnetic belt clip, carry case, lens cloth, and charging cable. Red Tiger backs the unit with a 2-year unconditional warranty. Real-world feedback from buyers using this rangefinder covered a range of scenarios that translate directly to hunting applications. Buyers who compared it head-to-head with a Bushnell found the readings match within a yard across course distances, with one buyer reporting no distinguishable difference between the two over an 18-hole round. A reviewer who's used the unit in rain, fog, and bright sun reported it performing cleanly across all 3 conditions. The magnetic mount drew consistent praise for staying fixed on a cart frame, even over rough terrain. Several reviewers called it a direct competitor to rangefinders costing 3 to 4 times as much, with one noting that side-by-side testing against top-end models produced nearly identical distance readings. The mixed feedback involves flag lock performance on some courses, with a portion of buyers finding it needed multiple attempts to acquire a pin, a limitation in dense target environments. A few users noted occasional accuracy inconsistencies that they attributed to technique as much as the device. With 5,580 reviews and 9,000-plus monthly buyers, the Red Tiger decisively outpaces the AOFAR HX-1200T and adds 7 times magnification, tighter accuracy tolerance, and a magnetic mount the AOFAR doesn't have. Number 2 has over 6,000 reviews, a reading speed of 0.46 seconds, and a battery system that one buyer survived months of outdoor exposure and came back working perfectly. Keep watching. Number 2. TIDEWE Hunting Rangefinder. 700 yards with rechargeable battery. Number 2 is the TIDEWE in its 700-yard configuration, and with 6,035 reviews and a 4.7-star rating, it surpasses the Red Tiger on both counts and represents the most reviewed dedicated hunting-branded rangefinder on this entire list. More than 500 buyers purchased one in the past month, and the sustained review volume over time reflects a product that keeps earning its reputation across hunting seasons rather than just riding a launch window. The TIDEWE 700Y measures from 3 to 700 yards with plus or minus 1 yard accuracy and a 0.46-second reading speed, fast enough to catch game in movement. 6 power magnification pairs with multi-mode measurement covering straight-line distance, vertical distance, horizontal distance, speed, and continuous scan. The angle compensation functions are especially relevant for tree stand hunters who need horizontal distance rather than line of sight to make accurate shots. The rechargeable lithium-ion battery delivers up to 21,000 measurements on a single charge, connects via USB, and eliminates the ongoing cost and inconvenience of disposable batteries. The housing is IP54 water-resistant. The leaf camo pattern blends into wooded settings, and the unit weighs 5.67 ounces with a carry case and lanyard included. The hunting community's feedback here is some of the most compelling on this list. A buyer who was using it in her yard through a full deer season noted she stole it from her husband, and then he stole it back, and then she ended up with it again, which is its own kind of review. A first-year bow hunter described the rechargeable battery as a genuine quality-of-life improvement over disposable battery rangefinders. A reviewer who lost the unit in the yard in November and found it buried under leaves in April confirmed it powered on immediately and ranged accurately after months of exposure to snow, rain, and freeze-thaw cycles. Multiple verified buyers tested it at known distances, 100, 200, and 400 yards against tape measures and GPS references, and found it within a yard consistently. One buyer tested it against a fence line close to 700 yards and found it off by roughly 6 inches. The low-light display limitation appears in this feedback the same way it does across the category at this tier, and a small number of buyers noted that dense brush or small intervening objects can break up the reading, which is a function of how laser rangefinders work rather than a product-specific defect. With 6,035 reviews and a 4.7-star average, the TIDEWE 700Y edges the Red Tiger on review count, hunting-specific focus, and the real-world durability data its buyers have supplied. But number 1 has 11,069 reviews, nearly double this product's count, and holds the number 4 overall ranking in the laser rangefinder category with a 4.6-star average across a buyer base that includes everyone from first-year bow hunters to longtime hunters who've compared it directly against $100-plus name-brand options. Stay with me. Number 1. AOFAR HX-700N Hunting Rangefinder, 700 yards. And when a hunting rangefinder accumulates 11,069 reviews while maintaining a 4.6-star average, the question stops being whether it's good and becomes why it's earned this level of trust from this many buyers over this long a period. The answer is a combination of accuracy, reliability, durability, accessories, and the kind of real-world performance that keeps getting passed along through word of mouth in hunting communities. Over 200 buyers picked one up in the past month, even with years of reviews already stacking up behind it, which tells you that new buyers are still discovering it and walking away satisfied. The AOFAR HX-700N measures from 5 to 700 yards with plus or minus 1 yard accuracy and 6 power magnification. It features 2 primary operating modes, range and speed, which keeps the interface simple and intuitive for hunters who want to point, press, and read rather than cycle through a multi-mode menu system in the field. The pin sensor technology delivers fast acquisition, the housing is waterproof and dustproof for genuine all-weather field use, and the unit weighs 180 grams at a compact 110 by 75 by 45 millimeters. It comes with a carrying pouch with belt loop, CR2 battery, carabiner, lanyard, and lens cloth in the box, and it's backed by a 2-year VIP warranty with lifetime customer support. The 2-mode design is explicitly marketed toward beginners and is called out as a cost-effective entry point for new hunters who want to learn the tool without navigating a complex interface. The real-world performance data from 11,069 reviews tells a clear story. A buyer who tested it at a surveyed 100-foot distance confirmed it read consistently at 33 yards, correctly, since 100 feet equals 33.33 yards, and the device rounds to the nearest whole number. That test also confirmed accuracy of roughly plus or minus 1.5 feet, which is genuinely impressive for a rangefinder at this price point. A Canadian air rifle shooter confirmed accuracy within sub-meter precision at close ranges after testing it against a professional measuring tape. A long-term buyer described using it extensively across hunting seasons and at the range, calling out the scan mode as specifically useful for tracking moving targets. Hunters who took deer using it reported the angle compensation for elevated tree stand shots performed exactly as expected. One reviewer who dropped it from 20 feet reported no damage and continued function, a drop durability result that speaks to the housing quality. The durability picture is reinforced by multiple independent incidents of buyers losing the unit outdoors for extended periods, buried under leaves, sitting through snow seasons, spending months in field conditions, and then recovering it to find it working correctly. A buyer who found their unit after it had been outside through most of a year described powering it on and getting accurate readings immediately. That kind of resilience shows up across the feedback in a way that gives the AOFAR HX-700N's reputation real substance rather than just a high review count. Where the honest feedback pulls back is consistent with the category. The display is black LCD without illumination, making dawn and dusk use in dense cover a challenge. Some buyers noted that small obstructions like branches between the lens and the target will register rather than the target behind them, which is standard laser physics rather than a product defect. A handful of reviewers flagged difficulty ranging beyond 100 yards on natural targets like trees and dense vegetation, compared to the more open reflective targets the device handles comfortably. These are real limitations worth knowing before your first sit, but they don't change the fundamental conclusion. With 11,069 reviews at a 4.6-star average, a 2-mode operation built for clarity and speed, and a durability record built up over years of verified buyer feedback across every hunting environment and weather condition imaginable, the AOFAR HX-700N is the most validated hunting rangefinder on this list by a margin that isn't close. It beats the TIDEWE 700Y, which is itself an excellent unit, on review count, operational simplicity, and the depth of its community testing. Links to all 10 rangefinders on this list are in the description below. If you're hunting on a tight budget and want the most proven option in the category, the AOFAR HX-700N is the one with the most evidence behind it. If you're shooting from elevated positions and want that simultaneous angle and horizontal readout in bow mode, step up to the AOFAR HX-1200T at number 4. And if you want that illuminated red display that actually performs at legal shooting light, the Vortex Crossfire at number 9 is the one to beat on that specific feature.